all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history. It's God's side and the other side.
Country bumpkin, black blue, they can't talk good. And look like Mr. Potato Head.
I didn't want to be a movie star.
No, you couldn't be a movie star. Ricky Smiley can't act, cause Ricky Smiley can't act. Why is he in a dress again? He didn't be wanting to Barbie, and you gotta tell him no. Said ain't got no special, you remember? Eve ain't got no special, you remember? Ricky ain't got no special, you remember? Sir, I have 12 comedy specials. P. Diddy or whoever you is, TVJ, 10 of them, and I won't stop burning you down until there ain't nothing left. Rubble on top of rubble, and I'll still be bombing. Look like a wall, Richard. Look like a wall. You didn't say no. Look like a wall, Richard. Look like a wall.
It's me now. You're my truth now. Yeah. I'm here to speak and make it clear. I'm sorry, y'all, for all I've done, but I'm not the only one. In a dark place, I told some lies, but I'm not the only one. We all got secrets under the sun. In the shadows, we played the game. Now I'm standing here taking the blame. A lot of y'all was at the freak off too, so don't put it all on me. That's just the truth. I've been up and down this road trying to find my peace. Confessions of a man without a release. Oh, now, hey. In the mirror, I saw the truth hiding in plain view. I'm coming clean now, this burden to undo. We were all there dancing shadows in the night, acting wrong when we knew what was right. But deep inside, there's more you must see. In this room of mirrors, it's not just me. I walk this path with heavy chains, trying to shed those sins, erase the stains. I've seen the highs and the
every mistake led me to this moment to let my soul quake. Ways apart in the shadows deep, lost in the game. It's promises to keep.
All right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. Earlier than usual. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, and as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay, it's too early in the morning to be playing games. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr_A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr_A_Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. Hello, Miss T. Jones is here. Belinda, Reeducated Soul. All right, Denise is in the house. Poetical Winds, Pensy Lola, Real as it gets. All right. So shout out to everyone in the chat, everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's get into it. Hey, Stephen, about damn time. About damn time. Why are you up cooking this early in the morning? Talking about you made Hawaiian chicken or something. Okay, so let's get into it, guys. Listen, I'm not surprised. They say that Diddy is on a watch, and y'all know what kind of watch. I don't like to say the S word on here, but he's on one of those watches where people are thinking about taking themselves out. Now, I'm not surprised because I did talk about this last year when all of the allegations started rolling in. I told you guys that before with the whole City College incident. Well, he talked about taking himself out back then, and then there was another incident. I believe it was possibly, I want to say, it wasn't with the nightclub shooting, but it was something else that happened. In fact, Joe said that he talked to him. Okay. And basically, that Diddy was talking about taking himself out. Diddy doesn't like to go to jail. And at the end of the day, let's not forget that Diddy has a drug habit. Okay. So when I talked to you all yesterday, me and Lisa Cabrera, when we did the live, we were talking about his opioid addiction and how they found opioids and Tussie when they came into the hotel room to arrest him. So he's likely experiencing some very severe withdrawal symptoms. And on that last video, I in fact told you what some of those symptoms are. So I'm sure that he's really going through it right now. Not to mention some more things have come out that are even, compounding the things that have already come out. Okay, so let's talk about it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, first of all, also I want to point out that I reported earlier also that Kevin Liles had stepped down, okay, just hours after Diddy was arrested. And now there are so many other people who have stepped down. You all don't find this suspicious? All of these people stepped down within the hours of Diddy, being arrested. What is really going on here? I don't know if these people had anything nefarious going on with Diddy, if they were at the FOs or whatever, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, Reeducated Soul said this story has been crazy. Yes. So, I'm thinking that compounded with Diddy being, very disturbed, I'm sure in a very dark place, as he often gets, as we've seen. But I think that he's probably in a very dark place because he thought that he was going to be able to bail out and go home. He thought that he would likely be able to be in the comfort of his home while he awaited trial. Now, we know he thought this because he took careful planning and caution to get everything set up in order for him to be able to do so. And then when they came in on Monday night and arrested him rather than having him turn himself in on Tuesday, well, I can only imagine how shocked he was and quite frankly disappointed. And then to add further insult to injury, unfortunately for him, when he was in court for the bail appeal, then other evidence comes out about those nefarious text messages that he sent to Cassie. So that just blew the whole story wide open, where they tried to paint her as the aggressor in that hotel incident that we all saw with our own two eyes. But now, let's not forget that KimPorter's book has come out. How many of you, Lola said that maggot oatmeal ain't cute. Oh my goodness, y'all are terrible. Listen, once in the chat, how many of you know that KimPorter's book was released? How many of you know that book was released? It had some very salacious and nefarious things in there. Okay, once in the chat, if you all heard about that book being released, because that may too have had something to do with it, him being on this watch. If he actually is thinking about doing something to himself, is he really concerned about doing something to himself, or is someone else thinking about doing something to him? Is this another Jeffrey Epstein case? Is all I'm wondering. Okay. Diddy said these sheets ain't Egyptian cotton. You all are terrible. Okay, Darcy Brother said his first time hearing it. Okay, so let's talk about it. Most of you say you heard about it. Well, here's the thing. Now, you remember that I read you some excerpts of the book before it came out, okay, when someone sent me the information on it. Now, Diddy's debauched life of threesomes and unspeakable violence exposed, and gory tell-all book from Kim Porter, the dead mother of his sons. So a new book accuses Sean Diddy Combs of assaulting his late girlfriend, taping himself having sex with a male teenage pop star. Wonder if that's Justin Bieber. Let's not forget, if you watched the last live, I talked about how Justin basically had a meltdown over this whole Diddy thing and all of these nefarious allegations. Now, I'm not saying that's who the person was, but I think that's who the person was, okay? Because there were some names mentioned in the excerpts from the book that I read to you all. All right, and Justin's name was one. But let me continue. So, with a male teenage pop star and sex parties with an Oscar winner and his wife. I would say that's Will Smith and Jada if I had to guess. But of course, that's just mere speculation. But let's not forget that Will's name was in the excerpts that I read you. But let me continue. Goes on to say the 60-page book, Kim's Lost Words, claims to be a collection of diaries of Kim Porter, the mother of 3 of his children who died of pneumonia in 2018, leaked by her friends. It describes Combs' colorful love life and the 1990s, from the 1990s through Porter's final year, including alleged philandering with both male and female top musicians and rappers and debauched orgies at his home in which Porter took part. Now, the book was published on September the 6th, just days before the rapper and Bad Boy Records founder was indicted for racketeering and sex trafficking by federal prosecutors in New York. So the short memoir has disturbing alleged accounts of Diddy slapping Porter after losing his temper and even making death threats to her. In the book, Porter recounts discovering and even making copies of tapes that Diddy made of himself having sex with young boys he was managing. I want you all to pay attention. This is all so crazy. Do you all hear this? With young boys he was managing. This is what it says. Then it goes on to say, it included an alleged tape involving an 18-year-old pop star who went on to be a household name. The final entry of the memoir has Porter falling fatally ill, dramatically texting her friends, "He got me," and then calling 911. Now, the book's Los Angeles-based publisher, producer Chris Todd, claims Porter shared a thumb drive of her writing with close friends, which he obtained and lightly edited into a book under the pseudonym Jamal T. Millwood. Now, it had long been speculated that she had given copies of this book to several people, okay? So the book is marked as being printed in Las Vegas on September the 7th of 2024. Todd has not offered any documentary evidence to prove its authenticity, but put hard copies up for sale on Amazon, saying, "I was lucky enough to meet someone that purported to have Kim Porter's flash drive." This is what he says. He says, "I know the celebrity source pretty well. I know how close they were to Kim and Diddy and all the people in the hip hop community. This was supposedly for Kim Porter from the grave to come forward and tell her story." Todd said that he did not originally want to put his name on the book for security reasons. "This is a dangerous situation, and I didn't want to claim ownership of Kim's words, but now I'm willing to come forward because of the recent arrest of Sean Combs. Now the federal government has finally acted. I feel safer to come forward." Details of some of the scandals alleged in the book have already been reported. Diddy allegedly took out a gun and started shooting at a nightclub in 1999, then made a rapper on his label, Shine, take the fall for him. Now, Combs and his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez were arrested over the incident, but only Shine was charged, though rumors of Combs' responsibility have swirled ever since. Other incidents have been flat out denied by the alleged participants, including star-studded orgies. He hosted parties. Now, this is what they say. He hosted parties that were just as fancy or were just a fancy name of orgies, and everyone wanted in. That's what the memoir says. We not only had threesomes, but we also swapped partners. Our sex life was crazy, but I got to do things with Sean I would never have been able to do with a straight man. She said she was sleeping with a well-known married woman. She says, I woke up and left the bedroom where I was, and Sean happened to be coming out of the bedroom with a chart-topping rapper and the woman's husband. Chart-topping rapper and the woman's husband. This is all so crazy. Do y'all hear this? Real as it gets says J-Lo will get caught up with Diddy. Okay, Mystery Singer says we already know all that also. Let me continue. Goes on to say, likes up everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Says, I was grateful I wasn't asked to join in that room, Porter allegedly wrote, saying that she didn't really like the rapper. Porter allegedly wrote that she and Diddy had an open relationship and that she regularly slept with the legendary late rapper Tupac Shakur, which would explain why Diddy couldn't stand Tupac, okay? Which takes me back to why I've been going in on Diddy for that same reason. Now, the Porter memoir claims that Combs' first hit her after she refused to use a strap-on on him. Are you hearing this? This is all crazy. Now, if Diddy has gotten wind of this, heard anything about this, I know he has to be totally embarrassed. Not to mention all the other stuff he has going on. I mean, does he have any embarrassment left at this point or any shame? So goes on to say, I just can't stop thinking about that night. It was amazing. Can you screw me one more time, please? Diddy said, according to the book. This is all nefarious. Hold on. I became infuriated, adding that Porter told Diddy to instead have relations with a male music executive that she believed that he was having an affair with. Then he hit me. This was the first time, but he slapped me hard. Before I could form words, he began to beg, I'm sorry. Holding my cheek where he hit me, I turned and ran. That should have been it, but I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. Now, the book described another alleged incident at Porter's apartment. She says he fiercely slammed me to the ground. Then he pulled out a .22 handgun and sat it on the end table. He knelt on one knee and got right in my face to say, you're mine. You don't have a choice in that now. I can't live without you. Okay, when somebody starts telling you stuff like they can't live without you and all of that, it's time to go. It is time to go. I'm sorry, but it's true. And now goes on to say he's a terrifying monster. Well, I absolutely believe that because an inside source said the same thing about Cassie. Said that this past year, since Cassie came forward, she's been terrified. Okay? So she has been terrified. Now, Porter allegedly wrote that she discovered videotapes of Sean's sexual encounters in his bedroom vault and made copies of them as protection for herself as part of her plan to leave him. But the memoir said that when she watched back the tapes, she was shocked. Some of the tapes had things that I had never expected. The gay parties are one thing, but the young boys, like two hip-hop stars formerly managed by Diddy, and then the 18-year-old pop star, I would never have known. The book's publisher claimed the friends of Porter and Diddy, who gave him the memoir, also had copies of the music mogul's alleged sex tapes. He claimed a shady locator, had even been trying to sell them to Hollywood documentary producers. said I was given the memoir, 60 pages. I was also given a photo and told if I wanted access to the Diddy SEX tapes, I could have that also. I know for a fact that the SEX tape of Diddy with the teenage pop star has been shopped in Hollywood studios by other parties. Now, Todd also shared a photo of Porter, which he said was taken in her bathroom at the Toluca Lake Mansion around 2009. Now, he claimed a friend of Porter's took the photo while she applied makeup to cover her injury from one of Diddy's alleged attacks. The photo background matches realtor's photo of the master bedroom at the mansion where Porter was later found dead in 2018. Now, in 2020, Todd published a book on O.J. Simpson titled Ron's Revenge, putting forward a theory that O.J. killed his wife and her friend Ron Goldman with an accomplice. It's not the first time Combs has been accused of being an sexual predator or violent. Now, the music mogul was sued by an anonymous woman last year who claimed that Combs and two friends took turns violently raping her when she was 17 after plying her with drugs and alcohol. So hers is one of the first civil complaints filed against him since 2023. Now, the woman's suit followed a legal complaint by R&B singer Cassie Ventura, who said Combs subjected her to savage beatings, drug-fueled hotel orgies, and rape. Well, you all know the rest. So anyway, this is all a lot, okay? This stuff, and this all makes sense because remember, I told you guys how James Rosemond, aka Jimmy Henchman, says that he was questioned back in 2011 by the feds about Diddy messing around with young boys. You all remember, you heard it here first. I reported that last year. Okay, so this is all real crazy. But now let's talk about this watch that he's on. Because here's what they say. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. And before I get started, let's have a word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right, so you can order your 12 Tribes at Etsy, go to Lisa Crafts, and also at Walmart.com. Okay, so now here's what they say. Diddy is placed on an S watch, and y'all know what I'm talking about, as video shows Corn with a P, the Corn Star inmate claimed that he was the rapper's SEX slave. So while Sean Diddy Combs is on this watch at a New York jail, a shocking video of a corn star who claims that he was the rapper's SEX slave has resurfaced online. Now, they're obviously talking about Jonathan Alie, okay, who I reported on last year. Jonathan Alie was the man who shot up the Doral Resort in Miami, Trump's resort. He shot that up in 2018. He was arrested, and then he came out saying this stuff to the police about Diddy, DJ Khaled, and Rick Ross, and Cassie. And so Diddy was placed on the watch, okay, on the watch monitor at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, which is standard for high-profile individuals, according to sources. Now, he was arrested and indicted earlier this week in Manhattan for SEX trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Diddy was remanded to MDC after a judge on Wednesday denied his attorney's bid to free the disgraced hip-hop mogul despite offering his splashy Florida home in Star Island and his mother's house as a $50 million surety. Now, as Combs remains in a Brooklyn cell, a man named Jonathan Alie, who claimed that he had relations with the rapper and his former girlfriend Cassie Ventura, also remains in jail. Okay, now I want you all to pay attention because Jonathan Alie is still in jail. People had lied and said that he was dead. I don't know where they're getting the information from, but this man is still in jail. Now, Alie made the wild claims in 2018 in a video when he was being questioned by Florida investigators. Let me ask you guys really quick. Renee said, "Thank you for sharing and keeping up at work." Okay, thank you, beloved. Diddy has died in prison. Breaking news. Google it. Yeah, that's somebody trolling. Diddy is not dead in prison. Okay, miss me with it. All right, so Real as it gets said, I thought he might be in hiding. No, he's in prison. He can't hide too far. Jonathan Alie, yeah, he can't hide that far. But you all remember the video, right? I mean, if you don't, I can pull it back up because I have it on another video. But anyway, let's continue. So goes on to say, okay, so in the police interrogation video, Audie said that he was the rapper's sex slave. He said that he had relations with Cassie and Sean, and said that Diddy would choke his chicken basically while he watched Jonathan and Cassie have relations. And he said he was basically their slave. He had about 15, different incidents where he was messing around with them. Okay, hold on. Um, okay, so you all said you saw it. Okay, great, because they do have the video in this article. I just noticed. Okay, Denise says Pac was one of the first to speak on the fake gangster in the industry and that a lot of them were gay. Yes, he absolutely was. He absolutely was. Okay, so let's continue. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, Audie said that he caught herpes from Diddy, which he did say that. He said he sued Diddy for giving him herpes and then he won. Okay, and he talked about other alleged acts and things that they did. While Audie's bizarre confessions were initially dismissed by the police, internet sleuths are connecting his claims with the allegations that Ventura made in her November 2023 lawsuit against Diddy. Okay, so with that all being said, I'm not going to go through all of this because we already know the whole story about Jonathan Alie. For those of you who don't know who Jonathan Alie is, here's a picture of him right here. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. That's him right there. Okay, so let's continue. Now, Otter remains in a detention center in Miami-Dade County and is facing multiple charges, including attempted murder of law enforcement officers, armed burglary, and armed grand theft, according to court records. Meanwhile, Diddy is also on a no bail hold and has pleaded not guilty to the charges. One of his attorneys, Mark Agnifilo, said that they plan to file another motion in the future seeking his release, but also vowed to expedite his client's criminal trial. They say Mr. Combs is a fighter and he will fight until the end. He's innocent. He has been looking forward to clearing his name and he's going to clear his name. We believe in him wholeheartedly. He didn't do these things. Now Combs is being kept in the Brooklyn jail special housing unit while he awaits for his sex trafficking case to go to trial. It's been described as hell on earth. That's what they call this jail. And it's been plagued with murders and people taking themselves out ever since it opened in 1994. His isolation from the other inmates does not mean that he will be getting special treatment. Okay, Diddy has to wake up at 6 a.m. and then just 1 hour for recreational time per day. Okay, ex-MDC warden Cameron Lindsay told TMZ that Diddy's life could be in danger at the infamous jail, where he said violent inmates would consider it a badge of honor to harm Diddy. MDC, the only federal jail in New York City, is notorious for its violence, harsh conditions, and drug smuggling. Okay, in 2021, MDC's Manhattan facilities shut down. And like I told you all on yesterday, this place is so decrepit that they basically say some judges won't even send people there. So some judges won't even refuse to even send people there. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. So with that all being said, let's continue. So I'm just curious about all of these people. Like I told you guys, all of these people stepping down. It's real interesting to me. And mind you, now while Diddy's on this S watch, Cassie was out. She was seen out since the first time, since his arrest. They said she was living her best life and looked like she was having a good time. Now here's a list of the people who stepped down. As I told you, I reported on Kevin Lyle yesterday. Kevin Lyle stepped down, but also Dr. Giuseppe Colasurdo, okay, of UTH, stepped down just hours after Diddy was arrested. Jonathan Holloway, okay, the president at Rutger, he stepped down. Eric Pryor, president of Fine Arts. Chris Cameron, a lacrosse coach. Kathy Newsham, she's the Bay City mayor. Allison Green, who works at Tish Jean. And then Dr. Joseph Kirshner, Mike Foster, president of Nexian Travel. Susie Williams, an executive director. Raymond Mazzori's CEO. Matthew Teitelbaum, and that's an MFA director. Darren Lehman, assistant coach. Arvind Kershriya, chief minister. Okay, so this is a whole lot of people that stepped down. A whole lot of people that stepped down. This is all real crazy. And someone whose last name is Maladora, or Maladra, I'm sorry, Fifth Ward of Geneva is where they worked. So, and his PR person, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, so let's talk about it. Because she had been his PR person for about 20 years, I do believe. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Here it is right here. Her name is Nathalie Moore. She resigned also. So Diddy's PR guru abruptly quits days after his Ghislaine Maxwell style fixer, chief of staff, is ID'd as potential key witness in rapper's SEX trafficking case. Now, Nathalie Moore, the woman behind Sean Diddy Combs' image, has suddenly resigned following his arrest on federal charges. Moore served as the rapper's head of communications for over 20 years. However, by Wednesday morning, her phone was disconnected and her email was inactive. She doesn't want to be found, clearly. Just months after she had praised Diddy's work as truly humbling. Nathalie is gone. This is what sources say. She is 100% gone. She quit today and had no other choice. She had to quit whatever she had to quit. What else was she going to do? This situation left her with no other option. Now, the source went on to note that Diddy was her entire world. She will surely be deposed, but she will surely be deposed for this if she has not been already. She has most likely had her cell phone, hold on, pop-ups, had her cell phone confiscated. So it's likely saying that the feds may have taken her cell phone. Who knows what's on there? This is what the source says. Moore, originally from Australia, moved to New York City to start a career as a commercial photographer. However, she was handpicked by Diddy to be part of his leadership team back in the late 1990s and has been by his side as he grew his $400 million empire. Now, she has played a huge role in shaping his image and his portfolio of businesses, including the launch of his fashion label, Sean John's Unforgivable, and I Am King fragrances, Ciroc vodka variants, the Bad Boy Reunion Tour, and many other ventures. And so the source says that Nathalie stuck with Diddy after the Cassie tapes came out, but it's now reckoning time for him and for everyone else that's involved. Prosecutors claim that the sessions. Okay, now in a 14-page federal indictment, Diddy is accused of organizing drug-fueled freak-offs. Prosecutors claim that the sessions were elaborate performances that Diddy arranged, directed, and choked his chicken while he watched these go down, and often electronically recorded the events. Now, one employee, Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Coram, was considered his right hand and was called the Ghislaine Maxwell to Diddy, just as Jeffrey Epstein had Ghislaine Maxwell. So this was in a separate lawsuit filed against the 54-year-old by music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Now, she was not named in the rapper's latest indictment. But Moore's Instagram bio currently reads, "On vacation." While the public relations maven has seemingly left her post, Diddy must remain at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn until his trial. A judge ordered him to be held without bond until his trial, and his next appearance in court will be on September the 24th for a conference hearing. Well, So this is all very disturbing. Now, Sean Diddy Combs branded Jeffrey Epstein 2.0 in jaw-dropping lawsuit with ex-housemaid claiming rapper had huge CCTV network and fetish for young flesh. This is all real crazy. Okay, so Sean Diddy Combs was branded the new Jeffrey Epstein, an allegation of sexual violence that began to pile up against the now jailed hip hop honcho. Okay, they say the reports say that a lawsuit filed by Diddy's former roommate suggested the embattled rapper took a page out of the late disgraced billionaire's playbook. Sources claim that there were shocking similarities between the allegations against Diddy and Epstein, who died from an apparent self-deletion at age 66 in a federal detention center while awaiting trial on charges of sex trafficking women and underage girls. This is the same scenario. This is the same scenario. Byron B said, not choking the chicken queen. Well, you know I can't say it, beloved. You know I can't say it. But this is Coco Marshmallow said, choked a real chicken. I'm sorry, I'm a little slow. Okay, massaged his cucumber or his eggplant. Okay, for those of you who didn't catch choke the chicken, that's old school. He massaged his eggplant while he sat there and watched them do these freak offs. Okay, now with that all being said, this is all so crazy. Are y'all hearing this? But let's continue. Now, but like I was saying, this is very similar to Jeffrey Epstein with the trafficking charges. But in Epstein's case, he was accused of liking these little young girls. Diddy's accused of liking little young boys. Okay, both of them had their homes raided, all of the tapes and video footages removed. Okay, or at least some of them. They took boxes and boxes out of both residences, but I think Diddy still has stuff stashed somewhere, as I've been telling you all. Okay, so with that all being said, goes on to say that hold on, likes up everyone, please like and share. Says that Diddy was arrested and charged in a 3-count indictment this week, accusing him of masterminding a sprawling sex trafficking ring. Per the indictment, he allegedly forced women and male prostitutes to engage in drug-fueled, extended sexual performances that he called freak-offs. And sometimes they lasted for days, and they would have to be hydrated. Okay, afterwards. They would have to be hydrated afterwards, according to the reports in some of these lawsuits, with IVs. And if, for those of you who've been following the channel, you know that I told you that I think Diddy's mother was participating in those freak-offs. Hold on. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. I'm trying to see something real quick. Okay, I'll have to find that in a minute because I was trying to find that video of him and his mother getting those IV drips. Okay, so anyway, goes on to say that prosecutors also accused the rapper of keeping victims compliant through violence and coercion, noting this as they argued he should be denied bail. A judge agreed, remanding him to custody until trial. Now, Diddy's attorneys unsuccessfully appealed the ruling the following day in front of a different judge. So all of those failed attempts at scoring a bail package, Diddy remained behind bars after all of that, though his attorneys promised to appeal the bail denial decision a third time. Now, disturbing allegations against Diddy have also come to light in a series of lawsuits before the criminal charges were even filed. And so they just go on to name all these lawsuits, which we already know about. So at the end of the day, it's just all real bad for Diddy, as far as I'm concerned. I knew it was going to come to this. I'm not surprised at all. Okay. Coco Marshmallow said, I can hear Diddy asking folks, is they coming to his FO later? He won't be asking anybody that anytime soon. Okay. So anyway, with that all being said, Brandon, are you a troll? Okay. Are you a troll? Because you're about to get blocked. That man's mother is not a trans. That is a woman. Okay. Now, so anyway, And let me tell you all this. The thing is, I almost would like to feel sorry for Diddy, but when you think of all the nefarious things that he's accused of doing, all the people that have just died, lost their lives around him under suspicious circumstances, it's just really hard to find any empathy, to muster up an ounce of empathy for him. Okay? Slick Daddy said that is not his real mother. His real mother was murdered in the house with his father. Oh, okay. Well, that's the mother that he calls. Whichever, whether she's biological or not, she's a real woman. That's my point. Okay, because he was trying to imply something else. Now, where is Farnsworth Bentley? He has to know plenty. He's been out. He's been off the scene. He's been off the scene. Melanated Black Vitriol says they're going to try to Epstein him. I absolutely think so. I absolutely agree with you, beloved, on that note. I absolutely do. I absolutely do. So anyway, with that all being said, listen, I'm going to keep you guys updated. If anything else comes out, I have some information that I'll put out later on today. Not right now. Not right now because I'm still doing some editing or what have you. But the bottom line is, I think Diddy's going to turn up deceased. I don't even think Diddy is likely going to make it to trial. I don't think he's going to make it to trial. Okay. This all sounds real sketchy. And also the fact that they wanted him to have to sit in prison. See, here's the thing. If you take a person like Diddy, who's lived this lavish, plush life, was a whole billionaire at one point, and, owning all these luxurious properties, having private chefs and all these things, having people cater to him and wait on him hand and foot. Now, you take someone like that and you pluck them up out of the environment that they're accustomed to, and you put them in this rat-infested, cockroach-ridden, and, maggots in your food, raggedy, dusty jail with mold and mildew growing in the showers, okay? And you don't get good food and all of that. And then compiled with the fact that Diddy is likely having withdrawal symptoms from his opioid addiction, as I said, and then all of this other stuff. This could break someone. And I think they're trying to break Diddy. I think they're trying to break him. That's why they didn't want him to turn himself in. They wanted him to be arrested on Monday night, like I told you days ago, so that he could, in fact, be denied a bail. Because how do you say someone's a flight risk if they turn themselves in? So I think they did all of this because they had a plan in mind that Diddy is going to crack, that he's going to break, that he's not going to be able to take it. And there are plenty of people, I'm sure, that don't want Diddy here. The video that I showed at the beginning of the broadcast with the party, with all of those celebrity people there, how many of those people do you think were on some of those FO tapes? How many of them do you think are on videos doing something illegal that they knew they shouldn't have been doing, but they didn't know that they were being recorded? They weren't just having wild orgies and drinks and taking drugs. They were likely doing other things. Some of them were actually, in my opinion, engaging with some of those underage sex workers that Rodney Jones alleged in his lawsuit would be at those parties. Byron B says, I agree, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Okay. So with that all being said, some of these people don't want Diddy to ever make it to court to stand trial because they don't know what he's going to say. They don't know what his lawyers are going to say. At the end of the day, what Diddy's not going to do is he's not going to testify. But at the end of the day, he could start spilling tea. Okay? He could start naming names or whatever, trying to get himself, less culpability. Vernon says someone in the government wants him down. They are in camera with Xing young boys. Oh yeah, somebody definitely wants him up out of here. And like I said, many of these high-powered people that he's been dealing with, that he recorded unbeknownst to them, they would be the main ones, in my opinion. They would be the main ones, okay? And so with that all being said, likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. All right. Candy Dickens says, I was locked up plenty of times. You never know what time of day it be. You locked up plenty of times, beloved. Okay, Realist again says some of those subpoenaed will testify with immunity. Yes, they absolutely will. Now, I told you all about some of these people like Brendan Paul. Brendan Paul is the person that was with Diddy when they did the raids on March the 25th, and he was at the airport in Miami with Diddy. He was arrested for having drugs on him. Now, we already knew that he was going to snitch. We already knew that he was going to make a deal. Okay. Melanated Black Vitriol said, Queen, was the dealer a CIA agent? Of course not. Ha, of course not. Definitely not a CIA agent. Now, there was some documentation that came out that I, in fact, showed months ago that showed that he was working at some point in the 90s. I don't know how long he did so, but allegedly he was working some point in the 90s, around 1995, with a man by the name of Mark Parody, who was an FBI agent. And Diddy was supposed to be his CI, his confidential informant. There's paperwork to substantiate that, but at the end of the day, I don't know anything about being a CIA agent. I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Okay? But either way, this is all nefarious. And Diddy did have ties to law enforcement, allegedly. Okay. And that's why he was able to get away with a lot of the things that he got away with for all this time, as far as I'm concerned. Like he's gotten away with a whole lot for decades. And that's just not by happenstance. Okay. There had very powerful people pulling strings for him. He had to have some very deep and serious connections. And when you think about the fact that Diddy also threatened a whole cartel member, one of the worst and the baddest cartels that they have on the planet, the Sinaloa cartel. Okay, so if he threatened somebody with threatened one of them, that just tells you the level of depravity that Diddy has. But also, here's the thing. For those of you who remember when I reported on the prisoner Derek Lee Cordello Smith, who sued Diddy to get the money that Diddy owed him. He says that Diddy raped him back in 1997. Well, he won the $100 million judgment, but just a couple of days ago, it was reported that the judgment was set aside. And that's because Diddy didn't show up to court. So Diddy's trying to say that he was never served. So therefore, he didn't know that he had to appear in court, apparently. Says Diddy's got a small reason to smile despite being behind bars in federal custody. A judge just set aside the $100 million default judgment in his Michigan sexual assault lawsuit. Now, the embattled rapper scored the legal win during a motion hearing Wednesday, where one of his attorneys, David Fink, convinced the judge to set aside the massive judgment because inmate Derek Lee Cordello Smith, who claims that Diddy drugged and assaulted him back in 1997 in Detroit at a party, failed to prove he effectively served the lawsuit in accordance with Michigan law. Now, Judge Anna Marie Anzalone also scrapped the temporary restraining order, stopping Diddy from selling off any of his assets to cover damages, noting that Diddy has a likelihood of winning the case on statute of limitations grounds because Cordello Smith's claims date back to an alleged incident from 1997. So with the default judgment set aside, the case will now proceed like any other lawsuit. Diddy's next expected step would be to file a motion to dismiss the case entirely. Now, however, Cordello Smith isn't backing down and made that clear to the judge and Diddy's attorney. So during Wednesday's hearing, which journalist Pamela Rice Campbell live streamed, Cordello Smith declared, "This isn't over. Mr. Fink let Mr. Combs know that this is not over." Another Diddy attorney, Mark Agnafilo, says this man is a convicted felon and sexual predator who has been sentenced on 14 counts of assault and kidnapping over the last 26 years. His resume now includes committing a fraud on the court from prison, as Mr. Combs has never heard of him, let alone been served with any lawsuit. Mr. Combs looks forward to having this judgment swiftly dismissed. Now, that's interesting. He says Mr. Combs has never heard of him. That's very interesting because this man claims that Diddy came and visited him in prison and then offered him $2.3 million to settle. Do you all remember that? Do you all remember that when I reported that once in the chat? So now they're saying Diddy doesn't even know this man. Is this man crazy or what? Is he just making all this stuff up? I mean, he could be. I just have questions. Okay, Candy Dick says Diddy will make a real platinum album in jail, singing on everyone. Yeah, so you all remember that, right? Oh, very interesting. So he says he doesn't even know him. Okay. Well, if he did, like I told you all before, when he said Diddy visited him in prison, I said, well, that'll be easy to prove because if Diddy actually did visit him, there should be some sort of sign-in log where he had to sign his name and there's video recording. So quite frankly, it would be on camera. There would be footage of it if he's telling the truth. And I don't think Diddy's attorney would say something like that, knowing that there could be proof that Diddy actually went to the prison. So this man's probably just made this whole thing up. Now, as we reported, Diddy didn't file an answer to Cordell Smith's lawsuit, which is why the judge originally handed the inmate the $100 million judgment that he was asking for. So, that's what happens. If someone has a civil suit against you and you don't show up for court after you've been served or what have you, then they win by default. Now, of course, if you say that you didn't get served, you never got the paperwork, didn't know that you had to actually show up in court on that day, well, then you can get it set aside and then you can, file for it to be dismissed altogether. Okay. Byron says, I heard that civil lawsuits have no statute of limitations. Did I hear wrong? Yeah, they do have a statute of limitations, beloved. They do. Diddy is living, trading places in the real time, says Love Chum. Okay, yes, they absolutely do have statute of limitations, beloved. And that's why he's not going to win this case, even if it goes back to court. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, they're saying that Diddy's legacy is pretty much done. This is what they're saying. They said experts say Diddy's musical legacy is pretty much gone, calling him the Bill Cosby of hip hop. I don't think he's Bill Cosby of hip hop. They could sit down somewhere more like the Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so Sean Diddy Combs widely recognized as one of the most influential figures in hip hop, but his indictment on Tuesday on trafficking and racketeering charges further clouds his legacy. For some, it may change their relationship to his music. The indictment, detailing allegations dating back to 2008, accuses him of abusing, threatening, and coercing women for years to fulfill his own sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. Some experts believe the severity of the claims may tarnish his career moving forward. Now, the chance to just be looked at strictly in musical terms, and that being the defining part of his legacy, is pretty much gone. This is what Peter A. Barry, a music journalist with work in XXL and Complex says. He says, I'm not sure you can play More Money, More Problems at the barbecue now. You can't look at Diddy's music in a vacuum and say the same way you did before. He's gone from this inspirational, go-getting music industry legend to essentially, arguably, the Bill Cosby of hip-hop. Well, I disagree. Like I said, Jeffrey Epstein of hip-hop. All right, because Jeffrey Epstein was absolutely guilty. All right. Now, Barry views Diddy's indictment as a continuation of reckoning for the rap world, which includes sexual misconduct allegations leveled at Russell Simmons by multiple women, as well as R&B singer R. Kelly, who is serving a 30-year prison sentence for using his fame to sexually abuse young fans, including some who were just children, okay, in a systematic scheme that went on for decades. So anyway, Samaya Krishnamurthy, music journalist and author of Fashion Killer, How Hip Hop Revolutionized High Fashion, sees it differently. She says, it's always a question of, are fans going to separate the person from the art? Or are you able to differentiate the good musical contributions someone has made, the artists they've introduced us to, the hit songs they've given us, the soundtrack to our lives versus what's going on in their personal life, the legal issues that they're facing, she asked. Now, when it comes to Puff, very similar to a lot of incredible, talented, successful, but problematic men, I do think many fans will be able to differentiate between the two. She says, you can still expect to hear Diddy's music out in the world, the records he made, produced, released, and beyond. But the effects will be felt everywhere. We're not going to see his music synced into TV shows and films. You're not going to see his music being synced, for example, in commercials. As for streaming platforms, as long as people still keep streaming records, watching music videos, and supporting it behind the scenes, I think a lot of companies will have no problem quietly profiting. I don't know about that. Now, Diddy is one of the best-known music executives, producers, and performers across hip-hop, having won 3 Grammys and worked with numerous artists such as Biggie Smalls, Mary J. Blige, Usher, Lil' Kim, Faith Evans, 112, etc. He founded Bad Boy record label in 1993. Okay, we're going to skip past all this because we already know the history of it all. So, goes on to say, in June, the video that appeared to show Diddy attacking Cassie in a Los Angeles hotel hallway in 2016 surfaced, resulting in public outrage. Howard University cut ties with Diddy, rescinding his honorary degree that was awarded to him and disbanding a scholarship program in his name. As a result, Diddy returned his key to New York City after a request from Mayor Eric Adams. And in December, Billboard reported that a forthcoming Hulu reality show following Combs and his family was no longer in production. So, what does that say about his career? They say, I don't think the certain accolades, industry awards, I could see them being rescinded. This is what Krishnamurti says. But who knows what the future holds? And I do think as time goes on, sometimes the effect is that people do look at the past with rose-colored glasses, or it becomes easier to remove ourselves from the negativity and focus on the music and the good times. I think Diddy is basically canceled, says Barry. I don't see him making a comeback. His music is too great to ignore, he adds. A good amount of people will still play it, but they're going to get the side eye. My hope is that folks don't use Diddy's example to scapegoat hip hop, because this isn't a problem that's unique to hip hop. Additionally, he says we focus a lot of attention on the legacy, on the people who did the harm. The more responsible thing to ask is, what do reparations look like for the people who were harmed? All right, so what do you all have to say about that? Byron B says, there was always something about him to me, aside from the fact that I'm from Cali. Okay. Hold on. Vernon says Diddy can't take Jay down. He's protected by the government if Trump wins. I don't think he'll get away because he's worse than Diddy in different ways. Well, that's what they say, that he's worse. I don't know. But Trump said that him and Diddy are friends. That's what he said years ago. I'm sure he won't be saying that now. Okay, so likes up, everyone. Please like and share. I'm about to be out of here. I'll be back later on with another broadcast. Hold on, let me see if I can find that video. There is a video. Hold on, let me see here. Yeah, there was old video footage of Trump praising Diddy that has resurfaced. Okay, Trump's former praise of Diddy has resurfaced after Jimmy Kimmel referenced the news of the charges against the rapper in his show, referring to Diddy. Kimmel says, in the meantime, he's getting his character references lined up. Hold on, I'm gonna play the. Hold on, beloveds. Let's share my screen. I'm gonna have to put an overlay over this. Likes up, everyone. Thank you in advance. I don't know why it's not letting me enlarge it. Hold on. This is when Aubrey O'Day was on Trump's show, The Apprentice, years ago. Jimmy played a clip from that. Hold on. Give me just a second. Let me put an overlay on here because I don't need any trouble from ScrewTube. Okay, here we go.
The judge denied bail, ruling Diddy to be a flight risk, which means he'll be detained for the duration of the trial. In the meantime, he's getting his character references lined up.
I'm a very strict and focused businesswoman because working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy?
Absolutely.
I love Diddy.
Don's never been wider.
DT.
I love Diddy.
He's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy.
He expects.
Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that
Oh,
question.
well, I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
Well, to be fair, he also thinks Kim Jong-un is a good guy, so only the best people.
All right. So one thing I can honestly say that Diddy and Trump have some similarities. Okay. They're both pathological liars as far as I'm concerned. Okay. And like to, use their authority to get what they want. Okay. And let's not forget that Trump had some of the same allegations against him as Diddy. Just saying. Okay, real as it gets us, the music industry is being exposed. Yes, absolutely it is. Okay, it's all just getting exposed. It's coming to a screeching halt. Okay, and I'm just wondering what all of these people that resigned, like I said, that stepped down recently, I just wonder what roles they played, if any, in this stuff that's going on with Diddy. Because I find it very suspicious. But I'm going to do some digging. You can rest assured. Okay, so that all being said, you can everyone please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Okay, so I'll see you all later on today with another Diddy update. Until then, beloveds, peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got